Hello, boys. If you think modern products are weird, wait until you find out why half of them exist. And once you know this, you can't unknow it. So let's start with high heels. They were not invented for fashion. They were invented for war. Around the 10th century in Persia, soldiers on horseback wore heels so their feet wouldn't slip out of the stirrups while shooting arrows. Later on, butchers started wearing them too. Not for style, to keep their feet out of pools of blood on the floor. And also, before modern sewage systems existed, cities were basically just liquid regret. So people wore heels to keep their trousers and skirts from dragging through literal human waste. Then, in the 1600s, European nobles see this and go, okay, that looks powerful. So rich men start wearing heels, including King Louis XIII of France, who was short and extremely committed to looking taller. The problem is, heels suck. People slipped, people fell, and royal courts turned into funny accident compilations. And also, during the French Revolution, heels were associated with nobility, meaning if you were caught wearing them, you could get guillotined. Now, treadmills. You know, like the things you pay a monthly subscription to use? Yeah, that started as prison torture. In the early 1800s in England, Victorian prisons decided criminals were lazy, so their solution was to make them walk until they break. They built giant, human-sized hamster wheels, and prisoners had to walk on them 8 hours a day. No music, no water break, no chatting with the girl on the treadmill next to you, just endless walking to grind grain or pump water. Some inmates climbed the vertical equivalent of Mount Everest every single day. People passed out, people slipped, people even got crushed in the gears. One prisoner literally said he would rather be hanged than do the treadmill again. So if you don't like treadmills, it's not because you're weak. Your body is just like, hey, this used to be torture. Next one, Lysol. That spray you use on toilets? Yeah, that one. In the early 1900s, it was sold as intimate hygiene for women. They advertised it as a way to stay fresh and prevent pregnancy. It did neither. It burned people, caused infections, destroyed marriages, sometimes killed women. But the ads were like, protect your husband's happiness. Some ads straight up implied that if your husband was unhappy, it was because you weren't using enough Lysol. Eventually, lawsuits went crazy, and Lysol quietly rebranded as, actually just use it for cleaning your house. Now, Play-Doh. Cute. Colorful. Smells kind of weird. Originally, industrial wall cleaner. In the 1930s, it was used to clean coal soot off walls and houses. It contained chemicals, petroleum, stuff you should probably not eat. You'd roll this gray blob over your house to remove black cancer dust. That was the product. Then coal heating died, the company started going bankrupt, and some random teacher went, kids love this. They removed the poison, added colors, gave it a fun smell, and suddenly, it's a children's toy. So yeah, your creative childhood memory started as a toxic cleaning product, which explains why every kid tries to eat it. Now a crazy one. Graham crackers. You know, those sad, dry, beige squares you eat when nothing else is available. That cardboard with ambition. It was invented in 1829 by a man who was terrified of sex. Reverend Sylvester Graham believed tasty food caused lust, and lust caused insanity and death. So he made the blandest cracker possible to suppress sexual thoughts. No sugar, no flavor, no joy. The idea was, if you eat this, you won't masturbate. That's it. That's the lore. And people followed this. Full-grown adults were like, yeah, okay, give me the anti-horny biscuit. I need it. So, your cozy childhood snack was invented as a weapon against human sexuality. All right, pajamas. That comfy outfit you wear to do absolutely nothing. They exist because people were getting bombed while naked. In World War I, German Zeppelins start dropping bombs at night, and suddenly people have a problem. They wake up, sirens, explosions, chaos. And they're standing there like, cool, I'm about to die naked. So pajamas became a thing not for comfort, but for dignity during emergencies. Ads literally pushed them as, look respectable while fleeing your house. That was the pitch. Not sleep better, more like, don't embarrass your family if you get bombed. And after the war ended, people were like, okay, but this is actually kind of nice though. So now pajamas are associated with comfort, Netflix, and doing nothing all day. So your lazy Sunday fit is literally emergency gear. Last one, and kind of creepy, man. The CPR dummy. That face? It's based on a real dead woman. Back in the late 1800s, a young woman was pulled out of the Seine in Paris. Nobody knew who she was. No name, no story, just dead. A pathologist looked at her and went, huh, she looks kind of peaceful. So he made a death mask of her face. Normal behavior, by the way. That mask somehow went viral in 19th century Europe. People put it on walls. Artists loved it. Everyone was like, wow, beautiful mystery corpse. Fast forward to the 1950s, and someone designing the CPR doll goes, yeah, that face feels right. So millions of people, including me, have practiced mouth-to-mouth on a dead stranger from the 1800s. You're welcome for that information. Anyway, that's enough cursed knowledge for today. So, go look at normal objects and feel uncomfortable for a while. And if you know any other normal object that has a completely unhinged origin, drop it in the comments, please. That's it, boys. Thanks for watching.